we get a glimpse, I guess, of the submission of the federal government that they're going to give to the commission after all the testimony. And it's going to be these legal arguments around whether they can redefine the public order emergency.
Well, this gets back to the rule of law, right? Which is a multifaceted concept. There's different dimensions to it, right? Many thick books have been written about the rule of law. But one of the aspects is that we actually follow the laws that are there. And if we don't like the law, then we change the law and we go through the democratic process. So what is completely in a democracy that functions on the basis of the rule of law, you don't have the executive saying, okay, well, the legislation says we can only invoke an emergency based on A, B, and C, and that's the written law. But, we don't really like the law right now and the way that it's written. So we're just going to declare a national emergency based on factors E, F, G, and H that we feel very strongly about, even though that's not in the legislation. We're just going to go ahead and declare a national emergency anyways, because we really don't like these peaceful protesters, because they're embarrassing us internationally and we disagree with their message. And they're very persistent, and so we don't like them. Like, whatever. You can't just make it up and create your own criteria. If you have a law on the books, right, in a country that is governed by the rule of law, as Canada ought to be, and I think it's becoming clear through the inquiry process that we were not governed by the rule of law in February, when you have a government invoking a national emergency when the facts do not match up to what the Emergencies Act and other legislation, the Canadian Security Intelligence Service Act, for example, when the governments are invoking a national emergency, even though the facts don't meet the requirements set out in the legislation, that is a departure from the rule of law.